Here's a TV that looks like an apple.
Okay, we are just about good to go here. Hi everybody. How are you this Wednesday evenings of 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? I am just
I guess
loading
that
up
was
our
pretty
game.
cool, but it's no snood.
It really is not Snood. I couldn't find the save state for a second, and I had a slight panic attack, but we are okay. We are okay. Um, yeah, we're gonna be continuing case 4 here from where we left off. Apologies again for having to call off yesterday. I really super wasn't like okay yesterday. It was just a lot of overstimulation yesterday. Like just overall with my day, and by the time night came around, I was like I kind of can't do anything else tonight, and I just really wasn't myself in a general sense. Um and I was just like I was admittedly I was very close to taking another night off tonight, but then I was like, no, I really should we should try and make more progress with this. I felt bad about last night. Um Especially to the digital bonfire because I really wanted to play Mario Kart with everybody, but I was again, main thing, not myself, and I don't I felt really bad. But hello. Hi everybody. Thanks, Herb. I know self-care is important, but I felt really bad. But I'm hoping we're about to make up for it with some more IAce Attorney. I don't know how much longer there is of this case, but we came back from like a little break in the case, and according to Tylenos, be prepared because there's gonna be a lot of food talk. So I'm getting ready for my food hot takes tonight. But yeah, I would love to hear how your day went yesterday, how you all are doing. Yes, we have a new dishwasher set up and it's fantastic. I have a Deku, um, who did not like the new dishwasher getting set up, but he is now that it's quiet, he's good. So no, or you don't have to send anything. Absolutely, you do not have to. There we go. Back to. Oh, too loud on my end. Hold the phone. That's because I was playing Farming Sims last night. Whoop, too loud. Munching on some Jordan almonds. What are those? I'm gonna look them up now. Because now you brought up food. You are officially the first person to bring up food tonight, Rob. I'm looking them up because I've never heard of them. Oh, thank you for reminding me to move Artemis. They look like jelly beans. So there's chocolate almond. Oh, they're not, but there's like chocolate almond. They look like jelly beans. They look like very Easter candy-ish. Um, that's why I was like kind of surprised when you mentioned they were almond. Okay, Artemis has been moved. Um, Man, wow. I love it. I've never seen almonds that colorful, but they're like my aesthetic. Oh no, what's happening? What did we get? The mouth changed. Well, I mean, Artemis doesn't look as tense anymore. Doesn't look as tense, and it looks like we got a little bit of blue as a secondary mark. Yeah, he's happy now. I'm happy. Oh, here we go. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, that is 100% an almond.
Hope you're feeling better, Okami. Have some 38 months.
Brad, thank you so much for the 38 months. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. On the bright side, hi, I'm covering up all the drug info, but I'm getting lower on antibiotics, guys. We're getting on the low, which means I'm almost done with this infection. So, like Macarena, you know. Oh man, I love how colorful they are, though. It's just, it's not their antibiotics. I swear. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Kodopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here, prematurely. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. How are you doing, Grant? How's everybody at home? By the way, are you good, Mr. Deku? I think he's just making biscuits on the pride bed again. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member? I'm glad. And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir? I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Read that DM. Yeah, I can. Let me pull up really quick, because I closed Twitter on accident earlier. Good thing Edgeworth's big debut certainly won't end with the defendant dying. Oh, wait! I'm glad everyone's doing good, Grant. I'm so glad. Chris, by the way, I forgot. I meant to respond to you in Discord about the snackoos, that you had real-life snackoos. How, I don't remember if you said how good they were, but was that from, oh shoot, not Tokyo Treat, but their other box. I don't know why I can't think right now. Gosh, my brain. If you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. Read that again. Arl Herb! Also, I have to accept, I don't know why it went through a filter. Herb, I promise. I just feel bad. I feel bad because I have time to myself on the weekends. I feel bad, Sakura box. Yes, Chris, thank you. I don't know why my brain couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me. Man, that would have been funny if they had an IAce Attorney themed box. I don't know how. That would have been funny. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Franziska, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wish. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with the case. Gumshoe is still in the corner doing, I don't know what this is still. I haven't come up. It's almost like he's lifting weights, but he's not lifting weights. I just find that really funny. Can I speak to him right now? It wasn't me, I tell ya. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he is this agitated. Okay, I tried. Gumshoeing. That is an adjective right there. Not even an adjective, that's a verb. Wow, I know my verbs from my adjectives. Verbs are in action. That is a verb. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that, for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Oh no, you're gonna give her a reason to laugh. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with the super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. I couldn't, Francisca. Stop, Rob. Rob, stop. It did not work? Did I change it? Hold on, I'm gonna log into Stream Elements really quick so I can double check what the commands are for the new alerts. Logging in. Ow, my eyes, it is bright. Okay, let me go to loyalty really quick. Store. What did I make this one? Okay, we have... What did I name it? What the heck did I name it? Hold the phone. Next. Yeah, it should be exclamation point LOL. There's also exclamation point... Hold on. There's exclamation point hello. And then there's exclamation point stallion. That's what I did that one as. Okay. I'm wondering if they're broken now. Oh no. Maybe it's that particular one. Hold on. I'm gonna change this one super quick. I'm gonna change the asset on that one really quick and see if that helps. Save. Okay, I changed the asset on LOL just in case it can't read that file. Wow, none of them are working. I'm upset because this was supposed to be funny. No! Oh no! Why are none of them working? Oh no, what did I do? Oh no, Stream Elements, I'm gonna cry. Is it because I didn't put an X? I don't know why they're not working. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, y'all. Is it that? Yeah, okay. Oh, that is so weird. I'm a little sad right now. I don't know why they're not working. Unlimited. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna see if this fixes it. I'm trying one thing really quick, y'all. Okay. So I don't know if this fixes any of them. Okay. I don't know if this fixes any of them. I'm really hoping it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure what's up with the... I do not want any more last-minute plot twists. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what's up with the... with Streamloot's loyalty right now. I'm making sure loyalty is enabled. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Man, I don't know. I'm upset though. I should open store. Hold on. I'm Thanks, Chris. Man, this is supposed... Let me try redeeming. Hold on. I'm trying now. Okay, but I didn't get anything. I redeemed it, but I didn't get anything to show up. Okay, well I figured out how to test this now in the future. I figured out how to test this now in the future. Redeemable extension, chest, and confirmation. Yeah, it should work. I don't know. Okay, save. Can I try the second one and see if it works? Make an alert play. Make an alert play live. Alright, let me try this one. Hold the phone.
Why can't you be
Okay, for some reason we don't get the actual, like, GIF to play for some reason, and I don't know why. But the sound works, which kind of has me wondering, man, we'll figure this out. I set up a butt stallion alert grant, and it's supposed to play a GIF, but it's not. Like, you get that. But I don't know why the actual alert isn't playing. Like, the actual, like, GIF is not playing. And I'm a little salty, because I don't know why they're not working. Out of curiosity, is Fi still working? No, even Fi's not showing up. Okay, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Maybe I don't have it. Emotes, do I have the alerts? Maybe I don't have the alert box. Where's my alert box? I don't know if that's it. Okay. The emotes. Emote wall. What the heck is this again? What the heck is that? Oh, that's my dragon. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Sound alerts. Stream elements. Okay, there's that. Chat box. Maybe I don't have it up? I'm wondering? Hold the phone. I think I might have messed something up. Give me a sec, y'all. Hi, I'm doing live. I'm doing a lie overlay thing right now. I apologize. Edit that really quick. Ow, my eyes. Maybe I don't have that up on accident. Alert box. Where's my alert box? Where did my alert box go? I'm like, what am I doing? I know what I'm doing. Crap baskets. Is this the one I'm supposed to look at? Man, I know what I'm doing. Alert box. Settings. Host. Okay, no, that's not for loyalty, though. That is not for loyalty. Other? No, it's not other. No, not that either. Show redemptions from store? That might be it. That might be it. Hold the phone. $19 Fortnite card for 24 Ghostbusters 2. Hi, I'm blaming you for something. Hi, Uncle. Wait, what am I being blamed for? I'm so sorry, y'all came into me trying to fix something. I am currently trying to fix, some of my alerts, so I'm so sorry y'all came into that. Animation, okay. Okay, layers. Name redeemed. I'm just making sure I have the right thing up. Okay, layers. Okay. I'm just gonna try something again one more time. If this doesn't work, then I guess it's not working right now. It's just not working right now. Oh no, there's two of them now. I ended turning that awooga from turning red into a command. You're welcome. I'm sorry, I love that line. I can't help it. I'm sorry, it's a really good line. I can't help it. Hold the phone. Upload sound. Yeah, that was weird. There was double. That was double. That was weird. Animation. I feel like I broke something. Alright, I'll test this after. We're gonna be spending like the rest of the stream with me trying to fix this, and that's not what I want to do. I am sorry, y'all. those alerts are kind of borked right now. I don't know why. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Watch, things are gonna get borked live on stream. Yeah, I have 2 store redemptions. I don't need 2 of those. I definitely don't need 2 of those. Let me delete that one. Hidden when inactive. I'm sorry, I'm like so hung up on this right now. I'm like a little salty at Stream Elements right now because I don't know why it's working. Position, no. Center, no. No. Alright. I don't know why it's not working. I'll have to fix it later. I'm a little salty. Alright, I'm out of there. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm just gonna try once more. And see if anything happens. Yeah, you don't see it. Alright, I tried. I will attempt to fix that later, but I'm still salty. It went like 50 times. Oh man, I'm so happy. I am like so happy. Stream Elements must have added a break things checkbox. Yeah, you think? Honestly, Turning Red was amazing. I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm not gonna get over it. You were with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. What about Detective Bad? So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right, he was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I have heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa, but how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wound right every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see, he did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Oh, Hermione, it's on Disney Plus, but it's free. I'm kind of like really thankful that it's free, to be honest, because I think everyone was under the assumption they were gonna charge for it. I already don't like this. Wait, I don't know how Grant's gonna feel about this. I suppose we could all rule together from Hexthra. Oh, that. Oh gosh. Yeah, no, you could totally watch it for free. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad. I've already watched it twice, and yeah. That is what's happening. Don't look at that link Rob posted. It relates to something ponies. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do, but Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. What about Mackerel? I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yachagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KGA, I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Yachagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy himself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yachagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover up for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it, you're serious! Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. What about the Yachagarasu? It depends on the puppets, I guess. I don't know. I'm more freaked out by dolls than anything. Rob, delete this. Rob, delete this right now. Alrighty. Wow. No. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yachagarasu. Huh. I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Why is there a part 2? Oh god. Why? I just put a quick content warning in there, Rob, really quick. For some, like, I would say it's not actually that gory, but I would just put that in there anyway. Thank you, Rob. Thanks. I can't watch anything Muppet related for a week now. Requests from companies. The Yachagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yachagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Ugh. Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, or we may be sued. There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Well, yeah, Edgeworth's not gonna sue. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Yachagarasu? I have to say I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yachagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yachagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too, but either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Okay, yeah, look, he's better now. He's clearly not lifting weights anymore. What's up now, Gumshoe? Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal, you're here. Youch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, Go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will ya? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, Detective. Motive for murder. A kick out of that... I just didn't... I would just... Hold on. I have to skip through some of it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that would be me as a parent, not gonna lie. That is very much on the nail for me as a parent, I think. I'm like standing there, trying not to cry in front of my kid. I think that's honestly, that's probably me with my kids and watching animated movies, honestly. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. Man, I'm not even gonna talk about, like, my first day of high school where I walked into the wrong English room and I walked into the senior English class on accident. Man, that was awkward as heck. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? The next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Wait, you can't do that! What are you, Gumshoe? You're acting a little bit suspicious. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and a badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Hands off, pal! Just show it to us already. Yow! Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there is no check inside. Yeah, I've had you look, now give it back, pal. That's what it was. I knew it was gonna be something silly. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did. Oh my gosh, he's got a full $5 on him. Meowdy, Heather. How are you? So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Yay, it's evidence. Okay, something's happening. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait, since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I do? What do I have? I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred in the... He said horse's mouth. Do I have to show him? Present. So it's gotta be something that I have on me, right? The annual bonus envelope was like the very last thing I got. What do I have? KG8 incident overview. Oh, his testimony? Can I double check it real quick? You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. you do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh, but it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie, but why would he do so given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Oh, okay, so, Heather, we're in a flashback. We're in a flashback to literally, like, before Edgeworth's debut in court. Oh my gosh, there she goes! She just kicked him in the... Oh, she just straight up kicked him in the... Man, whenever I was mad at my dad, I just kicked him right in his... Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, that was just really funny. What did she drop? How could you have not noticed that coming? Ugh. Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? I'm crying. She didn't kick us earlier. That's exactly what I needed. Oh my gosh, definitely brutal. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll. And there's our first food item for this case, I guess we were talking about. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Ugh. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. Please give Swiss roll to everybody in chat and just hand out the Swiss rolls. Thanks for coming. Thank you for coming to my stream. Here's a Swiss roll, and here's a Swiss roll. Here's two I almost said twist rolls. I'm getting tongue-tied. I believe I've asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruffy face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next, then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Franziska?
Lucas Steady gifted a tier 1 sub to Swiss Roll. They have given 84 gift subs in the channel.
Grant, I love you. Are you gonna start gifting gift subs to every food item we come across? Did somebody on Twitch really like Swiss rolls? Thank you, Grant. Oh gosh, we gotta move, right? Yeah, it's that way. Okay, there's the judge. There he is in all his judgeness. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Edgeworths _glutes.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. When did we start talking about that? When did we start talking about Edgeworth's glutes? I don't remember this ever coming up here a single time. For the record, I never made a comment on this stream about his glutes. Before we continue any further, I just said I had a crush on him. Never a single comment about his glutes. Anonymous, thank you for that gift sub to Edgeworth's glutes. Heather! No, they are not! No, they are not! Fight me behind Denny's! I bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh-ho! Very well then, I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony. What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Okay, investigation start again. I'm gonna talk to the judge first, since he's right here. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? I do. Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me on my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being a trial run by avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Too late! You're gonna have a lot of them.
Chevy gifted a tier 1 sub to judge. They have given 85 gift subs in the channel.
Heather, that is just an episode of Gravity Falls, number 1. I always pictured the judge being tall. I mean, to be fair, so did I, but everybody's taller than me. I can't say anything. Gumshoe is a good daddy. Gumshoe is a good boy, but I'm just saying. I also appreciate Edgeworth's glutes. Oh, hey, look at that. Sub number 69. Grant, thank you so much for the gift sub to the judge. Just judge. Oh gosh, just there's somebody named Judge on Twitch. I can't get over it. I'm beginning just yeah, there we go. Time of the murder. Excuse me, I'm taller than any toddler. Fight me. Let's see. I already had JT bashing me about my height earlier. Like seriously. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machine buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. Edgeworth is just a 5'12" Listen, but that's okay. That's okay if he is. He's only a foot taller than me. Breaking news! Gumshoe buys soda and doesn't loiter in the hallway! More during the Bikini Bottom news! That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Ho ho ho! Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Yeah, but unfortunately that judge does not know what he's doing. Can I look underneath there? It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. I found that suspicious. You were looking underneath the vending machine, but okay. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. Yeah, you gotta kinda tell me. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instincts told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it. Oh, I would... Is this like the one person Francisca's not going to be able to pull the whip out because she's actually kind of intimidated for once? Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over, and that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. I like it. It's unique. I like it too. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something, and that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. The gunshot. Yeah. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your motives upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, correct? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve or else. Oh no, she used it. Okay. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Hi, how are you? What is this, percussion? It's funny sounding. It's Detective Bad percussion. Just joking. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time he heard the gunshot, place he heard the gunshot, and then the situation around the gunshot. Well, we just technically... Correct me if I'm wrong. We just technically asked about the situation, right? I mean, I could be wrong, but I kind of... That's what I got from that. I'm probably thinking too hard about it, so I'm sorry. Ask about the gunshot's badge. You know, just when I thought you were actually gonna give me, like, some actual, like, good piece of advice, it goes back to the badge. Thanks. Oh gosh, thanks, Tylanos. We know the place he heard the gunshot. Well, we know he was in... He said... Darn it, I'm trying to think. Joanne, how are you? No, there is no nut option to ask about. So, the place. We know the place. He was in Detective Lobby number 1, next door. He stated that. He kind of just... So I know 100% it is not the middle option. So we have first option and then option number 3. So that leaves us with, shoot, I'm thinking. I'm sorry, my brain is doing the thing, and it's not fully there today. It is, situation and the time. Well, he didn't say the time he heard the gunshot. He said there was a 30-minute break between when he gave Gumshoe his orders and then he heard the gunshot. He kind of just explained the situation, so I'm gonna say it's the time and not the situation. Otherwise, if I'm wrong, it's the other way around. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding, but I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Okay, so we got his testimony now. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene, or rather that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Okay, backing out of this convo. No, Twin, you're okay, you're all good. I do not mind in the least bit. I always mean it when I say y'all are free to lurk. As long as I am giving you good background, some kind of good background noise to distract you from whatever's going on in life, I've done my job, as it were. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that we're missing is right here in the crime scene somewhere. Oh my god, that is a poster of the judge. I think that is our judge. Wait. He's making a most ridiculous looking face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but to Avant Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Oh my god, I love it. Oh, Anti, I'm so glad for you. Congrats. I am so happy for you. Yeah, and I don't think you had anything to tell us. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working on this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. At least don't say that in front of them. Okay, listen, $5 is a lot. I don't blame him. A hot dog is $7? What the f? Wait, what is the prices on this machine? Beef jerky, $9? Orange juice, $9? How much is that freaking milk that I can't see her blocking? No, I'm not even over the fact that there's hot dogs in this vending machine. I'm not even that. That would be a whole nother story. What hot dog do you know that costs $7? Aside from, like, what is this, New York City? Am I stopping at, like, a street card vendor that's upcharging? What is this? The real crime is the courthouse is the pricing. I've never had a $7 hot dog at a convention, Rob. If anything, what if I had a maybe $4 or $5? Or $7 though? And beef jerky being $9? Orange juice $9? Where's the slot? Oh my god, you're right, there is no slot. Where do you put in your credit? What is with this machine? It sells hot dogs, and it sells hot dogs and milk. Oh god, why this combo? The prices are obscene. It takes credit cards, but I don't see a slot for it. Okay, but this vending machine is still $1 more than Fenway charges. machine. How does that even taste good? And okay, listen, Costco hot dogs slap, and those things are massive, and they're only like, what, $1.50? I can't. I'm done. I'm about to... Is this like I would say this is the Nathan's hot dog vending machine. This ain't even Nathan's, and Nathan's doesn't even charge that much. I'm about to lose my freaking sanity. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Swiss rolls, that's where it's from, $6. Ham sandwich, $8. Okay, and milk is $7. Why is milk $7? I can buy a gallon of milk at the freaking grocery store, and it doesn't cost me $7. I hate this vending machine. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. How could Gumshoe buy anything from this machine? Everything is over $5. You don't buy sushi from a vending machine. No, do not buy sushi from a vending machine. You are asking to get food poisoning. Chris, is it time to make that quick trip to 7-Eleven? I was wondering about that myself. Man, can I order a Swiss roll, I guess? Stay neutral. Okay, it's the same thing. Is that the thing? Is that actual evidence? Well, the Swiss roll apparently is evidence. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2, after all. Then in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. He's offering to buy... Let me buy a hot dog. Walmart sushi. Oh gosh. Huh. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne. Now I know who to blame for this. At least I know who to blame for. Why? Stop, of course! What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Yvonne Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs. Objection! That's worse, hun. I'm sorry. Overruled. I want to check each item now. We're doing this. Oh gosh. I can understand the comfy PJs. I can understand that. That's what I said, Heather! That was my argument! Don't be a jerk in court like... Okay, here we go. Mine's Edgeworth. Wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad, and now I'm now utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Okay, what about the ham sandwiches? Oh God, help me. I don't even want it. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Okay, what about the orange juice? No, I didn't mean to back out. I'm not done. Oh gosh, no, I want to look at the OJ now. When it's looking bad, your opposition with some OJ, are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of an orange juice may not be so bad. Okay, and the milk is last. Defendant's fresh milk, what exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that it was milked right here from the various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Alright, I'm done. I'm so done with this machine. I'm getting rid of it. I'm throwing this machine out. Wait, hold the phone. Not organizer. Can I put the Swiss roll with the vending machine in my logic? This conversation got too weird. I'm done. Oh no, I can't. Alright. Cannot. Got it. But I have the Swiss roll on me, which is kind of weird, to be honest. I don't... I don't know. I'm backing out, I guess, for now. Is he standing still in front of the door? Are you not gonna let me through? I don't think you're gonna let me through. Wait, what's that hanging by the window? Hold the phone. It looks like string. Is that gum and is that string? There's like two things. Is that gum? Stream elements, you're freaking me out. Bless you. Oh, I changed it, Robin. I changed it to exclamation point AMA to make it shorter. Let me see if I can do this really quick, because I should have that now. They should show up there. I'm not 100%. Now I'm like seeing if it works, if we're gonna hear anything, if we're gonna see anything. I wouldn't right now. I might have to refund points. I actually do have to refund points. Yeah, it's not working. I'm sorry. Let me return those. Let me get on my dashboard. Let me return those. Loyalty. There we go. Don't refund those points. He hasn't earned it. I feel bad though. None of my alerts are working. I feel bad. I do not want to switch to light mode. The bot prevented. Oh no. See, you hear it, but you don't see it anymore. What did I do? I broke it. I think I broke it. I don't know what else I did. Hold on. I'm checking again. It's bothering me. It's really bothering me. Do not give unlimited points, Tylenos. I'm gonna stop you right there. Allowed to add a text message. Did I have that before? I don't remember. Send confirmation. Yeah. Add requirement. I feel like I messed this up. I did something and I messed this up. Here, I can approve, deny, and refund. Wow, it doesn't even show up for today. Okay. And then it didn't ask a question. You're right, it didn't. Wow, I butchered whatever. I really messed something up. I didn't do that. I did not do that. For the record, that was not me. Not me. Next. That
The milk is
works.
milked directly from the defendants. It's nice and warm and salty.
Thank you for the bits, Rob. Please leave. Stop. Stop. Okay, now you should be able to add to it. So now I should have fixed that. Now the question is... Oh no, I accidentally disabled enable. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Man. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I'm gonna have to leave this up for later. I should not close out of this. I'm gonna have to leave this up for later. I'm going to my overlays. This is making me angry. I just want my alerts to play. I also have to delete some things. I also have to delete all these sponsored things that I am no longer doing. And I am deleting the clutter, as it were. Okay. store redemptions. Settings. I can't see. There we go. Which is my store redemptions? Set image. Yeah, but it doesn't say which one is the thing. I don't know how to do this. I used to know how to do this. Now I don't know how to do this. Stream Elements is confusing. Stream Elements is really confusing, and I wish there was a different way to do this. What is object number 6? I don't know what object number 6 is. The chat, alert box. I'm so hooked up on this again, I swear. I do not mean to get, like, I do not mean to. The alert settings apply only to items of type stream perk that have redeeming this item. So I gotta make sure they're all stream perk. Okay, really quick. Loyalty. Store. Stream perks. Save. Stream perks. Save. Stream perks. Save. They should have all been stream perks. Perks are redeemed manually. No. Okay. Save. Now let me try it. Out of curiosity. Let me try it. Still nothing, right? I fixed it! I fixed it! Guys, I did it! Oh god, nobody touch anything. Save. Nobody touch anything. Okay, I fixed it. Nobody touch anything. I fixed it! Oh, thank goodness gracious! What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Grant, if you get cake, you are on. If you get cake, let me know so I can get jealous over what kind of cake it is. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Ugh! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. You would never litter. Edgeworth is too good. Okay, what about the string? The ants are... Oh, that's... Oh, those are ants, no! The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can nick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants. The same goes for you, Franziska. Why are there ants here? Examine outside? So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. That was a short people joke. Okay, I'm not even defending you on that one, hun. I am not defending Edgeworth on that one. You kind of deserve that. I guess short people have feelings too. You deserve another whip. Hi, I'm right here. I do have feelings. I want to make that clear. And they're very fragile. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. So I think that's everything around the window we can look at? Except, I don't know, can I look at the lock? So that window on the other side belongs... Okay, no, it's the same thing. Okay, so that is definitely, I think, everything around here. I need to take some water. Okay, I am hydrated. Oh, I can look down. Okay, fingerprints. Hand mark. The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! calm down, Franziska. Now take a good look. Doesn't the smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be, which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. What a terribly designed restroom window. I know, but I wasn't gonna comment on the architecture. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Okay, so we got Gumshoe's handprint. So what, he was sitting on the job? And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. I don't want to look at the ants, but why are they gathered there? What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him, and yet here is a whole hill of them. It was a figure of speech. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Okay, I don't blame them. Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. So something tells me Gumshoe was having, obviously went to the vending machine, got a snack, sat back down, obviously crumbs got on the floor, there goes the ants. I can at least piece that together. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. This is me whenever I'm cleaning around the house. Except I don't have a whip. Oh gosh. Alright, do I have logic to piece together now? I probably do. Let's check. Lobby number 2, vending machine. With the Swiss roll? That's where it came from? These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these, 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side. The fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. But he still... Where did he get the extra $1? That's what's bugging me right now. Stop going back to this highway robbery machine. Oh my gosh, we literally should put a sign on this machine that literally says highway robbery. I don't know. I just hate the prices on this machine. They should be illegal in of itself. Can we put the machine on trial? Can we just, roll it into the courtroom? It can't, literally you can't defend those prices, so I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. That's an accurate picture there. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied— oh no, it was the Swiss roll he dropped. I feel so bad. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable! Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction where? The fact that he said he had no money? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I know, Gumshoe's expression in that scene just made, when you're eating an ice cream, that same face you make when if a hot dog falls out of your hot dog bun, or in my case it's that one time Artemis literally stole an entire hot dog out of my bun and then ran up the stairs with it. I'm not forgetting that. Or the time, or like when you're eating ice cream and then it just melts right off your cone. Like just kind of that same expression where you think you're fine, but you're not fine. Gumshoe's like, oh gosh. It was rude. It was very rude. And what made it extra rude was that he ran up the stairs and went into the hole underneath my mattress where I couldn't reach him, and he ate it. And at the time I was fuming. Now looking back, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I should have been prepared, but it just happened so freaking fast. Honestly, it was kind of a little crazy, to be honest. I had no idea. What else do I have actually right now? I still have lobby number 2 window, pink piece of trash, and the cactus. Where did the pink trash come from? Found on the windowsill of the hallway window. Those are 2 different windows, though. The scent of flowers, the windowsill cactus. I don't see what the trash and the cactus are gonna do. I don't know if either of these connect to lobby number 2, to be honest with you. Maybe it does go with that. You know what? I'm kind of ruling that out probably really quickly. I don't know. I don't want to say no just yet. I want to see what happens. There we go. Gives Gumshoe new host. I'm gonna buy him. I'm personally gonna buy Gumshoe with more Swiss rolls because I feel so bad, to be honest. Zebra. Listen, I like the zebra stripes. They are slimming. I love them. I don't know. I can't rule that out just yet. I really can't. I know one of these has to connect. I have a feeling, because I don't feel like there's anything else. Unless I missed something. You know what? I'm just gonna try it. Let's just see. I can do this a few times before I get in trouble, right? The pieces don't fit. Okay, so not that. Alright. Not that. Can I do window with cactus? Otherwise, there's like only one other... There's only one other combo I can do. Okay, no. So is it cactus and piece of trash? It's probably cactus and piece of trash. That might be it. Oh, frick! I think that is it! Wow, I almost ruled that out. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a pop balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Okay, so we got new evidence. Alright, so the only thing left was... What was it again? Just the window? Okay. So I've got nothing to connect that right now. Can I... No, I cannot go back. It's probably something I'm missing from the vending machine, right? Probably. I don't think he'll talk to me. So... let me examine the vending machine. Yeah, I feel like there's something here I'm missing. Deduce. Is the spot... Oh, it doesn't have... I'm sorry, not that spot in particular. But, Swiss roll spot? In particular is what I'm thinking. So let me try presenting, Swiss roll as evidence. Let me try that. There is clearly a Okay, no. Do you think so? I think there is one. I messed up. I think there should be one. Oh, I tried. So not that. Okay. I'd better look a bit more carefully. So not that. But there's something left about the vending machine we haven't figured out. Which I'm not sure. And there's like nothing pops up over here at least. Oh, I think this is the credit card slot right here. Okay, still, this machine is still a crime. Okay, cake acquired. Ooh. Can I ask what kind of cake, Grant? Okay. So, I've examined the whole thing, right? Oh, wait. Swiss roll, $6, remember? I actually, wait a minute, I just realized. Not the Swiss roll. I mean, the Swiss roll on here, but don't present the Swiss roll with the Swiss roll. Gumshoe said he only had $5. Which I have on me, and I totally forgot. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Snuffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed, that detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Okay, it's the Chocolate Tower truffle cake from Cheesecake. Cheesecake Factory! I haven't had Cheesecake Factory since Minikit. I'm gonna cry. I haven't had banana cheesecake. I'm in pain. I am too. Chris, oh my gosh, if I could take you. I need an excuse to take a friend to Cheesecake Factory because they just need Cheesecake Factory. It's so good. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisca, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go on ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Okay, going back. Oh gosh, I miss the days when I could was like a 3-minute walk from my workplace to Cheesecake Factory, and I no longer have that privilege. I can no longer take a convenient stroll after work and be like, I'm just gonna go home with Cheesecake Man. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I a new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I said. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred, and Miss Genius Prosecutor Successor. You bit your tongue again, didn't you? Ahem. As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well then, your testimony, if you please. Oh gosh, I won't be able to eat all this tonight, but I will. But to be fair, their slices of cheesecake are like super generous. During the recess, I went to the restroom. Okay. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. Okay. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? No. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Dang, these are the slices of this cake. Oh no, are you gonna show me this actual slice? Look at that! I wasn't kidding! They really do! Their slices are huge! Like, I mean, yeah, people are like, Cheesecake Factory is like semi-expensive, but I'm like, but it's not like they skimp you out on like your slices. No, they give you like a huge chunk of cake. Oh, it looks so good! All the whipped cream! Can I save this image to look at all night and savor it? Because I'm gonna cry. I haven't had cheesecake. I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. It was like a $20 entree, but if you're not me and try to finish it in one go, that's your meal then. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But even their entrees are really good, to be honest. I mean, you go for the dessert, obviously, but that's like the selling point. But their entrees are good too. Oh my gosh. Where can I get cheesecake at 10:37 at night? Okay. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side. I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine. We know that. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. He did not disappear. We know he was there. He sat down. I don't think you saw him because he sat down. We have the fingerprints to prove that. Present. Okay, good. That one wasn't too hard. What was that finger whack for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What is that, Phil? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the uncouth bench soulier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good, but who was it? We were about to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one, and then dropped it, and then didn't eat it, and then was probably really sad. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. Me too, I'm just like, I'm not adding to that statement. I'm just gonna sit there and seethe quietly. You made another short person joke. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. But basically what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then... Franziska is still slightly taller. We don't know that. Hylodos, I don't know what her current height is, so we can't say that. It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. I didn't say that. Sorry! I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value that you'd like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. We're not in court. I mean, we're in the room, but we're not in trial. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? Alright, here we go again. What I saw, part 2. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. The judge is having too much fun. That's why this is gonna keep going. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree, before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry, but honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. I don't remember that. Oh, why would we be celebrating a birthday in the courthouse? The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Okay. What I saw part 2 again. Alright. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. Yeah, I brought that up. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Where else? What are you saying? What else could he have been doing? That's like the only thing he could have been doing. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it into your testimony. Alright, if you insist. Okay, let's see. I looked into that hallway window about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. So that's the amended statement, which means I'm probably showing something. Not that. The cake is super rich. I'm going to have to... Maybe I've eaten a fourth of it. You're gonna have to save the rest for next time. Man. Oh man, it looks so good. I mean, I love the fact, again, I love the super rich flavors like that though, personally. The banana cream is still my favorite, but I would say that that flavor is very high A tier, to be honest. Is there a tier maker for Cheesecake Factory flavors? It's one of your go-tos. That's one of my go-tos if the banana's usually out. That's one of my go-tos in terms of the chocolate flavors. Not Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I don't think that mentioned the time. Not the knife, not the gun, not the plastic bag, not the notes, not the pen, the bonus, the Swiss roll, no. He heard the gunshot before the trial was about to begin. I don't know. No, I feel like this was brought up in something here, but I can't check it. Didn't hear a sign of a struggle. What do we have that's new? What do we have that's new? Starting from here, we have the envelope, which we know it's not the Swiss roll. That's one testimony that's new. The fingerprints and the balloon piece, that's all new. Is it gonna be Detective Bad's statement even though I can't check the full thing? He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to begin. I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before and that you said that's when you heard it? But he heard it right before the trial was about... I think this is it. Objection! This might be it. Think I'm right. You're on... What? I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Egads, I've been overruled. Why does this sound like a Looney Tunes gag? Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred Von... Instead of biting your tongue... She's not having any of it. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you'd need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Moving on from that statement, Mr. Edgeworth, duck season. My ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine, and I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad, and according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day! Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Oh, I think I do too. It was the balloon popping on the cactus. I just put 2 and 2 together. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Our friend the cactus? Man, if I didn't have a house with 2 cats and one that consistently likes to get into places she shouldn't, I would totally get a cactus and name it something after an Ace Attorney character after this. Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound, but who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true, one doesn't think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I saw a snake vibing atop a cactus, not caring about the world. I wish I were that snake man. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it! The balloons that girl was holding. Oh, I didn't even realize she was holding a balloon before. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that given testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait, there are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation, and to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Alright. Time to figure out where that whole extra $1 came from. I'm wondering, did somebody just leave $1 in the vending machine beforehand? What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a bazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Is there any other Garys I should know about? Meryl? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe. I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in my judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify to your actions while you were on guard duty, and please remember you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Oh no. Yo! My will object, loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying, and if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. Maya gave it to him before she murdered Faraday and Rel. She didn't murder them! I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. Oh, Gumshoe. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Alright, here we go. So, I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. I got nothing there. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. He did tell us that. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. He wasn't, but I got nothing to present to that. Do I press it? You claim to have been in the hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway? Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? I also got a little hungry. Very well then, and what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply, oh, I know, it was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered to. Oh, Dad. Oh, Daddy. I'm gonna have to disprove that. I didn't think I would say that tonight. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock, and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Objection, Luna is not here. She's here. She's on her tower currently, though. But I'm not looking. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. I want to see if she's up, actually. Miss Luna. Meow. Hi. I was checking to see if you were awake. That just confirmed you are awake. Are you good? Oh no. She might come over here, because I just called her. Now she's scratching. She might come over here. No, it's fine. You don't have to come over. Yawn. You don't have to come over here. I was just seeing if you were awake, Mama. Oh no, she's on her way. That's it. That's it. She's here. She's coming. Oh Lord, she here. Yep. You awake? I called your name and that was it, right? Yep. No? You don't want to come up? You don't want to say hi? No, but your brother's here. I was calling for your sister, but I'm glad you're here too. Where did you come? You responded to Luna. I didn't even say Deku. You just came in here anyway. Why are you both staring at me? You're both staring at me. It's a little creepy. I love you both. I love you both. You're both the best kidders. I love you both. Yawn. I was like, this is my field of vision. If I just knock things over. Oh no, I just knocked things over again. This is, oh, y'all can't see them. It was like kind of my field of vision. Somewhere around here. I don't know. Okay, no, you can't really. Oh no, what did I do to the camera? Oh no. There we go, I fixed it. I was like, what did I do? I soiled it. Hold the phone. I gotta fix it a little. I want to make it just right. I'm being really picky with it. I'm making kitty biscuits. And until I heard the gunshot, I didn't take a single step away from the lobby. From the lobby's number 2 door. I can't talk right. Meow. I know, right? I know. They're both staring at me. No, you got up, and I'm not. And do I have the Swiss roll on me? I know that's what. Yeah. No, you moved because you got hungry, which is understandable. Who doesn't get hungry on the job? That's not a crime. I have an objection. What is it, pal? It was like 2 steps away from the door. Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Hi, Miss Luna. I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move a single step from in front of that door? If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Ew! It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job, so I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of this of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal. That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation? I told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Was it a small child? Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. How? What proof do I have there must have been somebody else there in the hallway? Get out of here! $5. Miss Luna, do you want a Swiss roll? Do you want a Swiss roll? You can't have a Swiss roll because there's chocolate, but if you could, would you like one? She's just like, oh, what's the point of me answering? You know I can't have one. You know I can't have one. She loves me. Do I have evidence of a small human in the hallway? No. What do I have to even prove? What? I don't know here. I have no clue. Yes, that is my hand. She's sniffing. Oh gosh. I don't think I have proof. I do? Detective Gumshoe's testimony, the knife, the handgun, the plastic bag, the crime scene notes, the fountain pen, annual bonus, Swiss roll, the... I don't think it's that. Found in the hallway? I accept the hint, Tylenus, because I'm a little confused. I'm a little stuck, just a tiny bit. Not 100% sure, but I have a feeling. No, I don't. Think about how you got all your pieces of evidence. One of them should have the answer. Okay. Didn't I already present the Swiss roll? I'm like the vending machine? I can't present a person, or I would present a small human. Think about how I got all my pieces of evidence. How? Check? The crime scene notes?
Take that!
What the heck is that? I knew you really didn't have anything. You prosecutors are all the same. Always lying to people. You should stop, you know? It's not that. Okay. I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective. Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective? Okay, so it's not that. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. What proof do I have? Okay. So not the crime scene notes. Not the fountain pen? Who gave him his annual bonus? No. Wow, I actually don't know what this is. Don't think it's the Swiss roll again. Why would it be the Swiss roll twice? Is my thing. Is it the Swiss roll again? Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Is it the rolls again? Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief. I could never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Wait, this particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh? There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But then you gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. No, I only saw you drop. There she is. He's gonna get kicked in the... Oh, she caught him that... He caught her that time. He was like, I'm sensing a threatening presence behind me. I think I'm gonna move out of the way this time. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people, especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. She calls him Gummy. My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Kay, it appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. She's the killer. No, she's not the killer. She's just the buster of butts. She just like kicks really hard. Now then, Kay. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. This is how I get my cats to behave. Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll! How many of these are we gonna let this child have in one day? It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? How much sugar? Does she need it? I was saving it for Daddy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my. Your father, he's... Ah, don't you say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. Oh no. Oh no! About how he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... Oh no! No, somebody protect this child! Cry! It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can, and now to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? You're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Oh, he's so good! Oh, I love him! Oh my god! I'm sorry, that's adorable. My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now. Thanks. I'm sorry, that was so cute! My cuteness overloaded, I'm sorry. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yup, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Edgeworth_Cravat.
Wait! Hold the phone! Hold the phone! Hold the phone! Hold the phone! If somebody has a username called Edgeworth's Corvette. Thank you so much, Anonymous. How did that really count? That's what I'm saying! Thank you very much, lady. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
Legus Jetty gifted a tier 3 sub to Kay Faraday. They have given 86 gift subs in the chat.
This poor child. This poor child just been through so much, but she can spam the crying emotes now. Wait! Oh my god, Grant, why would you do that? That was tier 3, why did you do that? Grant! Grant, that is... Grant! I don't even know why the heck I have a tier 3 emote, it's just there. Because she needs some comfort right now. That's still not an excuse, that's a lie. Just a single gift sub is already a hecking lot. Tier 3 is like... I can't. Kay gets to dab. Wait. Can I just dab really quick? Okay, it's okay, you get to dab, I guess. Like, hey, Dad's dead. I can't. Grant, thank you so much for that gift sub to K Faraday. Why? Why? Just like Mona, Kay is a great thief. Hey, that is true. That is absolutely true. I hate having to ask. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh, I want to be a hero of justice someday just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Okay, we got that. My heart also hurts. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay, so I'm the detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too. Yeah, you're really cool, too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice. That makes me a hero, too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay? That poor judge, he's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? What about your relationship? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier. Yup. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right? You got me. I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. It's still adorable. Were you the one who brought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. Man, 4 subs away, huh? Yeah, what about it, JT? What about it, JT? I still have that horse head in my cart. What about it? I refuse to even joke about Kay being the killer after that. Thank you, Tylados. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Force her to Pony Island. Why does everybody want me to Pony Island so bad? Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? That's why. Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest? Yow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughly thing? She can't say goodbye. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I've got a spare. So here, you can have this one. Oh, he's so good! My heart! Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Promise I never take things from a stranger. Promise to never go anywhere with a stranger. Oh, I can't read the rest. Okay.
R2B2 Grady gifted a tier 1 sub to Miles_Edgeworth. They have given 64
Edgeworth!
subs on the channel.
I was like, wait, does Edgeworth not have a sub? And I was like, wait, that's not spelled Edgeworth. That's egg. Wait, nobody has a username named Edgeworth. We are 3 subs away. Thank you for the gift sub to Edgeworth, Raw. I got an egg. I need to make that an alert now from Land Before Time 2. You don't think Universal will come at me for that, right? Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Oh no. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little K in that hallway. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy! Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon. You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. So that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here is what I believe to be the reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious that detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence? Okay, I gotta, present it. Don Bluth will run. Wait, why are you saying grave? Did something happen to Don Bluth? Oh my god, you're making me Google this, aren't you? Oh my god, I'm actually like screaming right now. Did I not know about something? What do you mean his grave? He's still alive! You just scared the crap out of me! I was about to get really upset. Oh my god! I almost like cried. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't blame you, Tylenos. He's 84 years old. Oh my gosh. I love him. I legit almost started. Oh my gosh. You just got really scared. Also, he had, as far as I know, he had no input on the sequel, so I don't think Don Bluth is gonna get mad at me, but Universal Kids, I don't know, they might get mad at me. Okay. I legit, now that I know nothing happened, that I missed, and I would have been very upset just now. I would have been like, I need to go rewatch Anastasia like 50 times. Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait, I have the DVD. I forgot. I have the DVD. Never mind. I remember getting that when Blockbuster closed. Oh, my heart. Don Bluth will get mad at you for disparaging his cinematic masterpiece, Rockadoodle. That is not his cinematic masterpiece! I'll argue. I'll debate. Y'all can, like, have any opinion on his cinematic masterpiece, but Rockadoodle is not one of those. If you wanna say it's Secret and Nim, if you wanna say it's Land Before Time, if you wanna say it's An American Tale, you know, go for it, whatever. But don't you dare say it's Rockadoodle.
Chris gifted a tier 1 sub to Penguin_Outlaw.
Chris, thank you so much for the 3 gift subs. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not sure what I'm getting us into.
One sub to these
Oh no, is that it? Is that it? Did we unlock Pony Island? It's just... Well, you know what I gotta do right this second? Where's my Steam account? I have Steam up. Where's my wish list? Is it not on my wish list? Didn't I put it on? Or is it in my cart? Oh no, it's on my wish list. No, it's not on my wish list. What did I do? No, it's on my wish list. Add to cart. Alright, it's sitting in my Steam cart. Chris, thank you so much. Again, in case, I think I said it. I think I said it, but in case I didn't, thank you so much again for the gift subs to JT and Mifa. I noticed too. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we gotta be doing Pony Island. I guess we're doing Pony Island. I don't know if we're gonna do it this week or next week.
Horse, desert island, 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 horse,
Horse, desert island, 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 horse, desert island.
Desert island, horse, desert island, horse, desert island, horse.
I'm starting to hear horse, desert highland.
Horse, desert island, horse.
Horse, and then just the way that just... Rob, thank you for the 100 bits. Horse, desert island. So, I don't know when y'all are gonna want to do the Pony Island stream, if we want to do that either I don't know if we're doing game tomorrow. I don't know. Do we just want to put it on the schedule for next week, probably, just so everybody knows there's a collective date for it? That's probably what we should do, honestly, right? Just put that into... Yeah, next week. Okay, Pony Island stream is gonna be next week. I will put that on my schedule. And that was 21 horse and 20 desert island. Yeah, for real. For real though. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of K? Lying on account of K. Is it the notebook? I don't know, we just got it, so maybe that? I think? Maybe? It's not the badge!
Take that!
Y'all, thank you so much for helping us reach... Thank you guys so much for helping us reach another goal so fast! Holy heck! I feel like we just... Real talk, I feel like we just did the Digimon video, like, not that long ago. And we've just unlocked another... I've never set a sub-goal this high before in my life. And I'm just kind of floored that it was honestly reached at all, so... Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna need ideas for our next goal. So if anybody has ideas, feel free to throw them my way. Because I don't know now. I'm like, I don't know, I'm running out of ideas. 24-hour snoot stream, yeah, okay. Yeah, when I'm partnered, you know what? Yeah, we'll do a 24... Yeah, right there! Well, then I'll do a 24-hour snoot stream. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Ain't happening. Mr. Faraday, and Kay's Promise Notebook, how does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. But a foolish reason for a fool. Oh gosh, that was a lot. Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. Gummy! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating around you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. Okay. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5. And that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my five and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know. He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together. Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. With that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? That was the real tragedy of this case. The fallen Swiss roll. They are precious though, seriously. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? This is what I mean. I think Gumshoe would be like a really, really good dad. Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. I didn't... You? Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss You. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad. You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not. I'm getting all mixed up. You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child in. She's a... What the heck? Miss Callisto, you. That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. You don't have to call a freaking bailiff to haul her away, I can't. I'm actually, yeah, same, Chris, I'm starting to really dislike her now. I feel like she's hiding something. The fact that she's getting this, I don't know, the eavesdropping, clearly being this defensive, I don't know, but I'm starting to get, really suspicious of her. Wow! Yeah, I'm a little shocked, to say the least, that she's treating a child like this. She's not running around, seriously. She's, literally, we needed her, her testimony just now was, super important. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but You see? Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. Maybe she made the Blue Badger true evil. I wouldn't be surprised. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. Okay. We are still, what is our uptime? Our uptime, we still have half an hour for stream, so let's do a quick save, and yeah, we'll go take a look at lobby number 1 really quick. I'm very suspicious of her now. I think she did it. It's literally, I can't think of anybody else at the moment. I really think she did it just because her actions are, like, getting really aggressive to me. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it? Oh, she's okay. Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. Maya's not here, Tyler. No, that's not quite it. Aw, too bad, but it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Thanks, I'll treasure it, always. Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I've got something else for you. What?
Is it the Blue Badger?
Yeah! Thank you so much for the 39 months! No, it's not the Blue Badger. I swear we haven't seen the Blue Badger. How is you? Kay! Yay! Thank you, Uncle Bad! I don't know why I said yay as Kay. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy. Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe? Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy! I know he didn't kill Daddy. Oh, don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. Kay. Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant, so I'm related to the investigation. Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene, and now you let this child run free. Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you. Oh, that's right! Hey, mister! Yes, what is it? I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy, I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay? Aww. I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. You were taking a while there. What do you mean? She wasn't green on my end? Faraday. Thank you, Yang. Do I have water left? I have a little bit of water left. I have officially run out of water, though. Let me examine table. What an incredibly strong scented herbal tea. I fear that, more than being relaxing, this scent may make one a bit heaty instead. You put in a special request for that. No wonder she's so violent if she's drinking this stuff the whole time. Neither women should be allowed to comment on this particular topic ever. I don't know, I'm very funny with tea. I'm not a fan of, like, herbal tea. I'm more of a fan of, like, citrus tea. I don't know, what's everyone's preference on tea? What body? There's no body in here! There's legit no body in here!
Which you may use however you like. The class trial will begin.
Subs in the channel.
Who made a Twitch account with Monokuma's catchphrase? Thank you. Grant, thank you for the gift sub too. A body has been discovered! What? Certain about the time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin! I love you. Why? I love.
Heard that sound clip in a while.
I know, right? That's because every time, it's only when there's a body. Oh gosh. This television is the same model as the one in defendant lobby number 2. Looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. This is why I love them, though. So many times we're just on the same wavelength. Yes. The two rooms are basically the same, huh? Oh gosh. Wow, we're a whole 103% of the way to Pony Island. Oh boy, now only another 200%. So what do we need? 197%? Oh gosh. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. Why do you say that? Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday, you never know. She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. You're a fan of herbal and fruity tea mostly because of the caffeine intolerance? I can understand that, Chris. Like, citrus, citrus sweet, but herbal, I'm really, really picky about herbal tea. Like, I like chamomile, but it really depends, because some herbal tea is just really strong for me. Just -3 to go. Bubble tea. See, is it weird for me to say I like bubble tea, but I don't like the tapioca at the bottom? I don't know, maybe I've said that to Ilya. I forgot who I said that to. Somebody was like, you really don't like the tapioca? And I'm like, I've had multiple people are like, wait, but isn't that the whole point of bubble tea? And I'm like, I don't know. I like the actual tea, like the flavors are good. Something about the texture of the tapioca, I don't know. This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2. So the plant in lobby number 1, just to be clear, her name is Deborah, and the plant in lobby number 2 is named Stacy. Just so we're aware that, where Deborah has shinier leaves than Stacy, and that is the IAce Attorney plant lore. That's probably because it's next to the windows, where it's easier to photosynthesize. You may be right, plus the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they? That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. Hey, I'm a paleobotanist, I'll take care of these plants. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay? It does because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I'm not a fan of tapioca and tapioca pudding, so I don't think I'd be like the tapioca pearls. I would say safe bet, Twin, probably not, but you really want to try bubble tea? I would recommend trying the bubble tea, honestly. It's not super hard to avoid, like, you know, taking in a tapioca pearl, to be honest. Bubble, whatever. I forget what the term is, but I always leave it like at the bottom, honestly, and I tell them if it's possible to go like really light on the on the tapioca if they can. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to.
Yeah, it should be easy to avoid getting a ball in your mouth.
Rob? 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 My daughter is here. Please? My daughter is right here. Please rephrase that statement, thank you, and thank you for the bits. Hi! You're back! Where were you? I missed you! The thing is, with bubble tea, there's so many different flavors. There's actually like a really good variety. I know, I love you. I love you so much. I'm sorry, stream is over. It is now time to pet the cat. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to know what bubble tea is. You can't have bubble tea anyway. I know. But you can have milk. But you can definitely have milk. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Oh, Chris, thank you! No, this is Luna Yang. Deku's the really big tiger stripe out. I call him an alpha. Your brother's gonna come in here as soon as he hears me going for it. Your treats are like right below me, but I have to reach in a funny way. I got it. She's prepared. I got it. Yeah, you want some? Yeah. What's that good girl? We gonna say thank you, Chris? Are you gonna say thank you? He's gonna, oh, he's coming. Oh Lord, he coming. Oh, he stretch. The chonk stretch. Do you want to give him a few? Oh Lord, he coming.
Here. Hey.
Hold on, Good girl! I'm not gonna get him in the camera, I never do. More? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. She's very excited. Oh, say thank you, Chris. Say thank you. Am I gonna get a mew out of anybody? Or either of you gonna mew?
No, he's gone already.
Yeah, he's done. Do I get him? Do you want to go to Canada? Oh, that's the guinea pigs. That's the guinea pigs. The cats don't react when I ask them if they want to go to Canada. No, you scream. Nobody ever hears you scream. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you are just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. Ugh, why can't she ever be honest about her wants? So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. During the recess, so you were in this room the entire recess? Oh, Yang, you're fine. You are fine. Believe me, the cats aren't gonna be offended. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here. You want to go to Canada, eh? No, the guinea pigs will start screaming if you ask them that. At least your story is consistent. Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations? Yes, I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Let's see, Miss Yu was the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident, and as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG-8 incident. Whoa, guys, my sentence is highlighted! If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Oh, you're gonna actually talk to us, eh? Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story, other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Oh. Wait, that wasn't a cigarette in his mouth the whole time? It was a freaking Tootsie Pop? Okay. I'm kind of... Wow. I'm a little... Cat hair is flying everywhere. Oh gosh. I'm a little surprised. Just... How long has that been the same lollipop? How is it not done yet? Okay, I'm thinking too hard. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we 3 were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? Huh. The trial was just a front. Okay, there's cat hair everywhere. The cats are shedding. Because it's getting warm. Give me a sec, I'm sorry, y'all. I got, like, cat hair, like, floating everywhere. What suckers. Mr. Bad, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Oh, gosh. The trial was a front for cat hair. Dispersal. It's, like, hanging around. Okay, I got it. Oh gosh, a facade? Yeah, but the case became tainted, all because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Deveray. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring, but he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man, just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. Thanks for the audio boost. What? Oh god, I'm gonna have to look at that clip later. That can't be right. It's probably just because Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do? Suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling? I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean, you were fired upon? You were shot at that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case, but the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned, and that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close. We continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. Was pursuing the ring as best as she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. Wow, okay, this is getting heavy. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth, I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you, that's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of Yvonne Karma? Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Relation to Faraday? So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor, known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the— oh, hold on, my monitor flickered. Hi, I'm back. More about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I am asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG8 incident? Hi, Tarvel! Thank you so much for the 100 biddies! How are you doing? Yo! How is you, my friend? Guys, seriously, if you're not following Tarvel, go follow Tarvel, please. Tarvel's a really good friend. Doing a little better today, Tarvel. Better than last night. A lot better than last night, but, I'm hanging in there. I'm having a much better night than I was last night, for sure. I hope y'all had fun. I hope y'all had fun last night with Mario Kart. I know, like, Shad messaged me afterwards and said we're gonna be doing more Mario Kart as DLC comes out, but I'm like, I still feel really bad that I missed the first one. The KG8 incident and the second KG8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. Oh, but you played Party tonight! Oh, okay! How did Party go? Let me know. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Okay. Shell! Hi! Thank you so much for the raid! Hello, Shell Squad! How is everybody? Welcome! Welcome! Silver too! Oh my gosh! Hi! Silver, hi! Hi, Silver Raiders! Too, hi! You guys were you guys both doing Superstars today? Yes, you both were doing Superstars today. How was, I wish I had known! Oh no, I should have looked, I wish I had known! Hi, Mike! How are you too? Yeah, doing better tonight. Not 100% there, but doing better as opposed to last night. Tarval kicked our butts and you won twice? Tarval, yo, look at you, MVP. Oh no, that just means I'm gonna get my butt kicked too by you, probably. Hi, big man, how are you? Guys, there are so many, like, y'all need to, first of all, follow Shell, follow Mike, follow Silver, follow Tarval. Oh no! Oh no! Who got... Mike, I'm so sorry! I'm sorry, the stream elements... Oh gosh, not again! It's freaking out, I don't know why. 4th place twice! Oh my gosh, Silver, I feel for you because that was me the last time we played Mario Party. I was in 4th place twice. Mike did not say a bad. Mike is too good of a bean. Mike did not say a bad. Stream Elements has been driving me crazy. I was having issues earlier with my reward alerts not working. And we were like spending like 10 minutes trying to fix it. Ugh. But oh man, I didn't know. Oh man, I want to play Mario Party again so bad with you guys. Yes, I know, Miss Luna. That time you cried. I was saying the inside joke from last... Oh no! Mike, I'm sorry. That's probably the only reason the bot freaked out. But yeah, guys, yeah, go follow everybody here. Seriously, they are all wonderful streamers. Please follow them. They are fantastic streamers. They are wonderful friends. Go. Do it now. Do it. Go, go, go. I had many people challenge me at the end, so you're welcome to go for the crown. Oh, I might have to fight you for that crown next time. Silver, thank you for the 69 bits. Tarval, thank you for the 100 biddies. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping up. Shell, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Yeah, I know Shad told me.
Legacy Jenny gifted a tier 1 sub to Silverstone Condor.
Great, thank you so much for the gift sub to Silver. No, I said Shad messaged me. Mike, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I can't keep up.
Once more for everyone in the back. Edgeworth has fancy nipples.
No! Oh no! Run! thank you for the 70 biddies! Epic Man, thank you for the 100 biddies! Silver, thank you for the 100 biddies! I can't keep up! What do you mean, choo-choo? I didn't even know we had a trade!
Tarbold Quest gifted a tier 1 sub to Shtarmy.
Tarbold! Thank you so much for the gift sub to Dan and Danny and Vespian!
Quest
And
gifted a tier 1 sub
and
to
Errol and
Danny.
Mike! Oh my gosh, thank you so much! We're how much a percent to Pony Island?
Tarbold's Quest gifted a tier 1 sub to MGM.
Mike! Yo, what's going on? What is going on?
Tarbold's Quest gifted a tier 1 sub to
Mike! Thank you so much for the gift subs to G-Slow and Estella and Urban Yasuna City Fun!
Tarbold's Quest gifted a tier
Shaw,
1
thank you
sub
for the
to
100 bits!
your underscore Zelda.
Guys, what are you doing?
MGM gifted a tier 1 sub to Zenave.
Guys, what are you doing? What is going on? Were you conspiring against me?
0611.
I feel bad enough I didn't show up to Mario Kart last night. I don't deserve any of this.
MGM gifted a tier 1 sub to Herb657.
I don't deserve any of this. I couldn't even get my act together.
Tier 1 sub to City Flyer 502.
Thank you guys so much. I don't know.
MGM gifted a tier 1 sub to Estella underscore.
But I'm not a good friend. If I were a good friend, I would have showed up. And it's like every single time we played a multi-stream, I'm always that person that's like, oh, something happened. And you're like, my life needs to calm down for 5 minutes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Okay, oof, oof. Thank you guys so much for all this. Thank you guys so much for everything tonight. Hi, we're 117% of the way to Pony Island. And horsehead mask for Pony Island. Oh dear God, I'm gonna have to buy that. Hi Coach, how are you? Hype train? So you just walked in on that. You know, I will always support you guys 100% too. All of you, each and every one of you, honestly. I adore you guys. And I promise so much I will join you. I will join you next time. I'm gonna try to join you for Smash, Shell. I noticed we didn't have a ton of people for Smash. I'm also like super rusty at Smash, but I might try to join you for Smash. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. Why did you name the clip that? Do not name the clip that. Gosh, I'm gonna have to, anyway. I'm gonna have to go through the freaking no words filter and add that to it. Great. Anyway, before the craziness happened, you guys, hi. We were in the middle of exposition dump from Mr. Bad here. Does Edgeworth have a 6-pack? No, he doesn't. Silver, thank you so much for the 200 bits. No, he doesn't. Please don't. Listen, why has this become the meme of this channel? Am I allowed to make this a meme? Hi. Grant's gonna tell everybody. Grant's gonna tell Twitch staff that we keep saying this. Oh no! Answer it! Silver, thank you so much for another 100 pennies. It's not that cold outside. At least here, it's like 50-something degrees. It's not the worst, thankfully. Toss a coin to your witcher. I don't know why that's in my head, I'm sorry. Oh, Valley of Plenty. I don't know why that's in my head, I'm sorry. Anyway. Darn Season 2. Still in my head. Anyway. Yeah. Hi. Raiders. For those who don't want to worry about spoilers for this game. Yeah, we were in case 4, so we are going to be.
Legus Jenny gifted a tier 1 sub to Space Invader.
What?
Legus Jenny
What?
gifted a tier 1 sub to Naku underscore Nyame.
I'm sorry. What? Your finger did not slip. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. Your finger did not slip. Grant, my floor is about to slip on the gas pedal of our car when I don't even know how to drive, and I'm gonna drive to your house. I'm gonna accidentally find my way there, and I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna bring you more cheesecake. Grant, thank you so much. Grant, you are crazy. Anonymous, why did you know? Anonymous, no. I mean, thank you, but why? Who on Twitch has the name Fairy? Is that allowed? What happens if you hit 100 subs? I don't know.
Legus Jenny gifted a tier 1 sub to
No, Tylenos, I never had a goal for 100 subs. I didn't even think we would hit 75. What made you think I thought ahead? What made you think I thought that far ahead? Silver, thank you so much for the 200 bits.
An anonymous user.
Oh, no, don't say it!
Sub to Nipple Fairy.
Okay, there we go. Oh no, I have to do it again when Silvers comes through. There we go, okay. Did anybody hear it? Tarval, thank you for the 100 biddies! Okay, the beat made that sound way worse. I didn't want it to. Wait, I need to hear it. Oh, that's a
subs in the channel.
Should have censored it. I actually heard it. Oh no, TTS, you shouldn't have said that. Oh no, I have to look at it in the bottom right corner. It's Nickelback. Mike, thank you so much for that gift sub. It's Nickelback. I always highlight the whole stream though. I heard it in my heart, but not with my ears. I heard it in my ears and not in my heart. That was my problem. Holy moly. Chris, don't fall. I'm saying Chris, don't fall. I'm about to fall. Y'all, please y'all, I love you. I appreciate it so much we made it to a level hype 4 train. I don't know if I ever made it to hype level 4. But please make sure your wallets are okay. I just always have to remind y'all. I love and appreciate you. Just please make sure you're okay. Okay. I'm dying inside and my ribs hurt finding that username. No, don't come back. Look at this mammogram. Oh no. I can't wait to go for that. I got a few more years. Before I have to worry about that. Stream elements, no! I know we've been over this, Grant. That doesn't mean I don't worry when people get this generous. Number one, there are many more streamers out there who are, one, better at this than I am, and two, like, deserve love a lot more than I do. Especially when I missed the cart party last night. And I was I appreciate it so much, but I also want to make sure everybody's okay. Stream Elements hates everybody. Stream Elements has some great stuff, like the sponsorships and stuff, but oh man, like the bot kind of drives me up the wall, to be honest. Talked about the doctor getting mad when she looked down. Are you not supposed to look down during a mammogram? That is... Okay, my last comment was great and I feel robbed. Do you want to DM me your comment? Or do you want to, like, space it out in a way it won't get mad? Tell your self-doubt to shush. I'm sorry, but my self-doubt never shushes. It's a thing. Are you not supposed to look down during a mammogram? Don't you just have to stay still? I don't know. I'm the one asking because I've never had one yet. I'm assuming if you stay still, what's hard about looking down? I don't know, I would be looking down. I'm just saying. The comment, let it sink in that Edgeworth and the cigarette, cigarette dude have been locking eyes for this long while we all discuss the best use of the word. They, listen. Do you think him and Phoenix do that too? You think he actually does that with his actual husband? Oh my god! I got emotes! Choo choo! Oh my gosh, I love it. Is it a turtle? Oh my gosh, that is so Shell.
Okami, that's just plain incorrect. No one deserves love and support any more than anyone else, and you are especially not less deserving than someone else.
Rob, thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much for both that message and the bets. Thank you. It's not a verb. It's a noun. Person, place, or thing. We have to go over what a noun, a verb, and an adjective is here again. It's like 3rd grade. Or schoolhouse, not Schoolhouse Rock. Jumpstart. I think it's Jumpstart 2nd or 3rd grade. I don't remember which. I think it's 2nd. Man, me and JT also lock eyes all the time and we talk about. Alright, I'm gonna stop. It's green Squirtle! I know, I love it. Is it weird it's a mix between a Ninja Turtle and Squirtle? Like, it's got the Ninja Turtle colors, but it's got a more Squirtle shape. Is that weird for me to, like, to dissect this emote? I just have to come up with a definition. It's not a verb! I'm not gonna ask Google! Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtle, hero in a half shell. Oh my gosh, I hate that it fits. Anyway, now that y'all have sufficiently broken me. Okay, but Rob, I'm not wrong in the sense that honestly, I am not a great streamer. I will fully admit that. I try my best, but I am compared to like, I can't even. You know, I feel like I don't deserve it. Don't fight me. It is a verb. As a father, I can confirm that when filling a baby bottle. No, there's a different verb for that. But the actual thing is the noun. But there's a different verb you use for when you're depending on how you're filling a bottle. Oh my gosh, why are we having this conversation? Did Gumshoe become hot, or is this the new character? This is the new character. This is Detective Bad. This is, Daddy Gumshoe's currently under arrest, so we're trying to get him out. Oh, thank you so much. The same goes to you, though. The same goes to all of you, though. Gumshoe was always hot. Thank you, Tarvald. I am not starting a fight. If I'm starting a fight, how that fight is gonna start is that we go to Denny's. Once you see the Denny's sign, or the sign above the Arby's, you know that's when a fight's gonna start. No, he's not Gumshoe! He's like a rougher tumbler Gumshoe, but he's a different character. Speaking of, he was in the middle of telling us exposition that I almost forgot about. Denny's is better while on a road trip. See, if it wasn't for, like, the fact that we can't afford to go to Denny's right now because of gas, we don't even go during road trips. Road trips for us, it's usually Wawa or Sheetz. Usually Sheetz all the way. But, like, we'll go to Denny's at, like, 2 a.m. as a house to go get food, just because we can. And also the chef at night slaps. I mean, morning slaps, too, but they also slap at night. And it's super quiet, so you know. Also, sometimes you see interesting things at 2 a.m. I thought it was his dad too, Coach. They are not related. Oh, right, super relevant backstory. Are you saying that I should call and embarrass you? No, don't you dare. I don't even know where my phone is, so good luck. I lost it. And JT is gonna be like, Okami lost your phone again today? They do! The food is really good at night. I posted pictures of the crepes I've gotten at like 2 a.m. No, because everybody's parents are dead in this series. Like, Edgeworth's parents are dead. Maya's are dead. Well, her mother is. Kay is now fatherless. Trucy's real dad. Yeah, everyone is just an. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to realize Ace Attorney is kind of like a freaking Disney movie. The parents are just, or Pixar, the parents are just dead. The Denny's itself is not slapping anyone, but the food is slapping. I'm saying they fill the crepes really good at 2 a.m. I was gonna say, does Phoenix, I don't know, did Phoenix parents ever get brought up? I forget. I honestly forgot. Oh my gosh, good thing no parents will ever die in this series ever again. The fact that you just added, Tylenose, your comment just drips with sarcasm. You don't think they were either, right? I feel like you're the most knowledgeable. I don't think they were ever mentioned, so we don't really know. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd? Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of helping the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. Night, Torvald! I will see you around. Have a good sleep, a good night, and a good day tomorrow. A reason, huh? And so in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu, if it will help you to solve this case. What do you mean? We hit the goal, we got 100 subs! But Grant, I didn't have a goal for it. Unless y'all have a suggestion for me, I don't know, I don't have anything. I'm already gonna buy a horse head and mask. Should I do that? Should I honestly do that for the Pony Island stream? I have a cat. Her name is Luna. Should I? The 100 sub goal is Pingu. It is not. Then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu. What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. Ugh. It still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. Old EPC games? So I'm gonna do a screen capture really quick of, a game that I've wanted to do. And I talked to Tylenose is gonna know the second I mention that I've talked to Tylenose about it. Can I capture my Steam? I don't think I can. Can I? Am I able to? Am I able to? Otherwise, not capture Steam, but, I don't have to capture Steam, but hold on. This is available on Steam, and I was gonna play it for April Fools. I need to window capture here for a minute. Give me a hot second. I think. You'll know it in a second. If I can get it up. If you think you can set it up to capture. Yeah, I know, for some reason it's not letting me capture Steam though. Like, it's not giving me the option, which is really weird. I don't know why. Let me see if this, hold on. There we go. So this is the game. That is, of course, you can't see because of the image right there. That I wanted to stream as like an April Fool's game. Can I go on the Steam page through here? Can I cheat? I can cheat. This is the game that I wanted to play for April Fools. Originally, I don't know if we want to make this the goal, 100 gold now, but this was a very niche, not known game from the 90s. This actually came out, I think, a year before the James Cameron movie came out. And yeah, essentially, this is literally you going in time to stop World War II on the Titanic. Yeah. And yeah, you have to not only stop that, you have to escape the ship before it sinks. And I swear Tylenos is the only other person that knows about this game besides me. But because of my weird Titanic obsession, like my lore obsession is really weird. I know the lore. Why lore? Like actual facts. I don't know why I said lore. But yeah, this is a game I like super can't like wait to play at some point on stream just because I know it's so weird. It's very absurd, Chris, and I didn't even really get the chance to go into it that much, but trust me, it is. Anyway. Yeah, that is the game I'm super excited to honestly play here at some point. I don't know if I want to make that next now. That's a thought process, though, if y'all would be, like, super into that. Because, again, not a lot of people know about it, but if you're interested, there's, like, a really good YouTube video that goes into the development of this game. It's actually just really interesting, honestly. Anyway, I mean, you're talking to me, who younger me didn't know that Titanic was based off a true event, and then anytime my basement flooded, I played Titanic in my basement, because I thought it was just a movie. And that was young me, and that's what started me on this really weird obsession. Titanic, pony out of time. Wait, there's no pony. There's no pony in that game. How are you gonna fit a whole pony on that boat? I mean, you can, but why would you fit a pony on that boat? The behind this, yeah, I shared it with Tylenos because I knew Tylenos would be into it. It's a really well-made video. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media, but not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure it was the Yatagarasu that sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, definitely, yeah, don't watch if you haven't played it. I completely forgot. Thank you for letting me know, Tylenos. You can't talk about that game without spoiling it, unfortunately, because it's got multiple endings on top of that, depending on how well you do. So you can imagine again, I just gave you a very brief plot summary. You can only imagine what happens in the really bad endings, and I barely remember how to get all the endings. As a kid, I didn't know what I was doing. This game came out when I was, like, super young. I didn't know what I was doing. There was no guides on the internet. So, I don't know, I barely remember. I just remember really, again, as a kid, I just really liked it. Rel had no idea what it was. The boat flies. Spoiler, the boat doesn't fly, or things would have went down very differently. And that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Oh, yeah, when talking about Titanic. Yeah, I know. I can't go into details. I wish I could, but I'd be spoiling so much. But yes, the multiple endings. Considering where the game takes place, I know it makes you wonder, like, how can they do that? Like, you really can't do that, but in this game they did. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Spoiler alert, there is no save the boat ending. Yeah, I mean, okay, we can say that, right? Yeah, spoiler alert, we can't save the boat. So no matter what ending we get, unfortunately, there is no ending that the boat does not sink. But, you know, we're on it, and you just put that 2 and 2 together. What ending is good and what ending isn't good. Does one ending involve the multiple endings involve Jack pushing Rose off the door? Unfortunately, no, because it came out a year before the movie. So we didn't know that would be an ending. Oh my gosh. Funny enough, Chris, I've never seen Doctor Who. I know so many people are like, you've never seen Doctor Who? I'm like, yeah, no, I've never seen it. There's one ending where it gets worse. I'm wondering if I know which ending you're talking about, Tylenose, because as a kid, I'm pretty sure I got that ending very easily. His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Would they have gone down differently, or would they have gone up? There is no ending that the boat stays up. I wish there were. It would make me feel good. Unfortunately, you can't. There is no ending that I can just shove the iceberg out of the way. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Oh gosh. Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. Oh gosh, it has its ups and downs. There are definitely a few 2 to 3 episode arcs that are fantastic. It's just another show I need to get into, and I don't have the time. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there is no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence. Uh-oh. Your Honor! Oh! You! Yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Ralph are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those 2 men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case, and maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all of the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. Oh, okay. I need to get more water. Oh my gosh, I blew my vocal cords. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just the data about them. I wish I had a box to stand on. Same. Whenever we're not looking, she's standing on a box. Where? I don't see a box on the screen you pointed out to me. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Ugh. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Von Karma. It's all so real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and that's this. What's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right, I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personalized organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation. Detective Bad said that? What a strange stroke of luck. We'll never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, that one first. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you, then. Yes, you should, perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rull was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Cadopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Dead man. I still can't get over that name. Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither. Simpleton is a good insult, but also extremely niche. It really much is. Yeah, it has to be like the right scenario. This gun, it was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Examine that. Mr. Faraday's organizer, it appears he was in the habit of using it. It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here. I have collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. Okay. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity. I also have evidence that I can use to prove Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear that he had no proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. Okay. If I present it to him in court, it should clear up everything. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. I can prove he's a phony. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have made about the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Yeah, I know. I didn't realize we were gonna be hit with so much evidence, like, out of the blue like this. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. It appears to be a key, and a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Detective Bad said something earlier. Okay. Yeah, oh gosh. She has strategically placed tiles on the ground under which contain a mechanism that raises her 1.5 feet up. I think, even in this series, I think that's outside the realm of of possibility. Grant, I love you. Have a good night. Sleep well. Tell everybody I say hi and send my love too. Enjoy the rest of your cheesecake whenever you have it. Mr. Faraday must have been... Tyler knows, out of curiosity, what is the next save point coming up? Is it like super far away? Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Okay, we got that. And then one more piece of evidence to look at, which is the knife. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? It's actually kind of far. Oh, okay. I was under the assumption it was really close. Okay, we'll go over the evidence and then we'll save, and we have to call it for the night because Chi-Chi needs to sleep for work tomorrow. Probably like 30 minutes to an hour. Oh yeah, we do not have that much time left. Okay, I'm gonna find a perfect spot coming up here to end stream on. The case itself might be another 2 hours. Okay, so we'll probably finish this case on Friday then, most likely. And it's never crossed your mind that you were using your writing crop for the wrong purpose? That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was, brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose the knife ended up inside the courthouse? I can't say. I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today, so in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own, and it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Oh. Oh. It was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. The key? I can't really look at it. This is me guessing. An unusual shape, so maybe? This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. Did I actually guess that right? You just need to take a bit closer. You need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Damn, I guessed that. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta pull up. Hold on. Hold on. I'm rewatching Legally Blonde. You come out here to follow a man. Harvard Law was just part of that play. It's Edgeworth. Okay, literally me, though. Okay, literally. Like, literally me. I love that movie. I love the first Legally Blonde so much. It's such a good comedy. Oh my god, I would go to law school just to follow that man. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say... It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible! Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Oh, I didn't realize I was actually, like, zooming in on the knife here. Examine? It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them. Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd vaunt it for myself. She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Oh no, Coach, if you need to sleep, go sleep. I'm gonna be ending here in like a minute. Because I didn't realize how late it had gotten. I'm just trying to see what it is here. I'm literally just trying to find a good spot. Right there? Hello? I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. This is like a spy tool. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. There's a good stop point. Oh, good coming. Thank you, Tylenose. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Cool, I got the key. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife and blade inside. Basically, after you've checked all the evidence. Thank you. I love you, Tylenose. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place, the great thief Yatagarasu. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarasu, and he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but when we okay, that was the flashback. I mean, we're looking at evidence. I mean, it's kind of intense. I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Okay. I think that was everything. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. Huh. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene? Oh, it's gone. Somebody took it. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. Somebody took it. I bet you it was you. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. I think this is going to be our stopping point. This is our stopping point. Thank you, game. Anyway, we are going to make sure Okami saves here really quick. There we go. And yeah, that's going to about... Hold on, it's just really quiet. I need music. I need something. We're not gonna get music. Okay, it's fine. They were just having a discussion in a room when they died, you know? Wait, Okami. Before you stop. Okay. Before I stop, finish this quick scene? Okay. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? You'll see. Okay. I've never seen that officer before. So, did you find it? No, not yet. I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood, I'll continue the search. So you're the one running the show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Was that who I think it was? From not too long ago in this game? Was it him? What was that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Oh, that's what I thought too! Does he even know that we're standing right behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want? Oh, I can stop now. Okay. Okay. Cool. Alright. Sorry, I know this is an awkward place to stop, but this is where we're gonna stop, because it is almost 1 a.m. Man, I didn't know this is how far back their history went. Wow, I'm kind of thrown. This is how far back their history goes. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. It's that time. It's really super duper late, and I need to make sure that my other half does not go to work tired tomorrow. Otherwise, I would keep going, in all honesty. But yeah, I gotta make sure, JT is like well-rested. I almost went into uwu voice to deal with the kiddos. In fairness, they met for like 20 seconds. Yeah, but 20 seconds, that still was that still was intense for a 20-second interaction, you know? I don't know. I'm just kind of surprised. I didn't think I was gonna see him in a flashback. Anyway, guys, yes, it is that time. I hope it was fun times. I really hope it was fun times. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I didn't deserve any of this tonight, but I thank you guys so much for everything. I want to do something a little extra because of all the support tonight. I know we're going to be doing Pony Island next week, completely first playthrough, know nothing about it. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. JT wound up picking up the new Kirby game, but I was originally planning on streaming Kirby anyway, so I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm really speechless in all honesty. I truly don't know what to say other than thank you guys so much. I hit so many firsts tonight in my time streaming here on Twitch. I'm not sure I ever got that high of a hype train before. I've never set a sub goal this high in my life before either, because I never thought I thought it was like pretty impossible for me, and I'm so floored. And I don't know what to say other than thank you so much for everything. I don't deserve y'all as friends, as a community. I don't. And I don't know how I even got to this point, but thank you so much. I don't want to pull a young Kay and start crying here on stream, but I was getting super close at moments, honestly. And oh my gosh, just thank you so much. I don't want to ramble and just keep saying the same thing, because I feel like I keep rambling and saying the same thing. It's almost like I don't mean it. I can't think. Okay, and eat a snack. I promise I will eat a snack after stream. I did eat that really giant quesadilla before I started streaming, but I will definitely get a snack. Thank you so much again, like I said, guys, make sure you're following everybody here who streams. Make sure you're following Legos Jedi. Make sure you're following Shell. Make sure you're following Silver, Epic Man, Tarvold, Mike. I'm hoping I'm not missing anybody. Man, I really hope I'm not missing any. It's Silver. I want to, because oh my gosh, each one of them are amazing people, and really great friends, so make sure you're following them. And I thank you again for everything. I'll try to come up with a new stream goal. I'm just so out of ideas, and I'm just still so floored over tonight. Last night was really rough for me, I'm not gonna lie. It was just a lot of overstimulation on my part, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot, and I kind of started to, like, you know, when I start getting overwhelmed emotionally, I close up like a shell almost, and I, like, don't talk. I don't, like, you know, I kind of, like, that's why I didn't even, like, join offline for Mario Kart, because, like I said, I close off. I become a shell, and I don't say anything because I don't want to... I feel like I'm in this state that I'm not myself, and I don't want to upset anybody, and it's, like, really weird to explain. But tonight just... Oh my gosh. It's just like a complete 180 from last night, and I went to bed feeling like garbage, and I just, like, that's not gonna be the same tonight now, but just, I was, you know, and I was on the fence about streaming tonight too, and everything, honestly. I wasn't going to originally. And then y'all just surprised me like this, and I don't know what to say. Honestly, and I'm not gonna cry. I promise I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna go. I swear I'm not outroing right now because I don't want y'all to see me cry. I swear. I'm legitimately just going to look for somebody to raid right now, of course. I know it is almost 1 AM, so if you need to, you know, duck and raid, but yeah, honestly, go do that. I'm running out of words, as you can clearly see. My vernacular vocabulary is getting shorter and shorter the more I talk. But yeah, I'm gonna go look for somebody to raid, of course. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I already see somebody that I would like to go raid. But, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much, for everything tonight. Seriously, I can't raid myself. It doesn't work like that. I see two people, actually. I see Matt's playing, More Legends Arceus, and Matt only just started. And Super Ninbo is also doing Dream Daddy. I want to play Dream Daddy at some point, but they're also doing a partner push, that's why. Otherwise I'll spin a wheel or flip a coin. I might flip a coin, that just might be faster. Guys, if you're new here though, and you had a good time, I hope you had a good time. But if you did have a good time, and you would like the notifications when I go live, if you hit like that little heart right under the stream, you'll get notifications when I go live. I refuse to accept the support. Yeah, and I have links to the Discord if you would like to join us on Discord. We just had a Turning Red movie night over there. It was so much fun. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do this weekend. I have no clue yet. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do anime or a movie. I hadn't inquired yet. We are not doing Rockadoodle before anybody says anything, because if we're watching a Don Bluth movie, it ain't Rockadoodle. That is still broken. I need to fix that. But it's just Okami Highly on YouTube, where I'm posting the past VODs up on there. But feel free to join us on the Discord. Check out my Twitter if you just want to see my, if you just want to see pictures of my cats. I don't know. I just did a tier list where I'm like, I just want Kid Icarus to come back, man. Rockadoodle was the beginning of the end for Don Bluth's reign as the king, as the king. I mean, he is the king, as the guy who kicked Disney's butt. I can't say that word. It really was. And I feel, oh gosh, I really do love Don Bluth, but yeah, Rockadoodle and Troll in Central Park. But I love the man. But when he's at his best, he's at his dang best. Tylenose. Listen, Tylenose. Fight me. Fight me. Land Before Time, Secret, and Nim. Fight me. American Tail Anastasia. Fight me. Man, I don't know if y'all have a preference. If y'all want to watch some Legends Arceus or Dream Daddy. Gosh, the Yeti's also doing art. Oh no, I'm gonna have to put up, like, I'm gonna have to grab a coin. I'm gonna have to grab a coin, aren't I? I'm really gonna have to grab a coin. I don't know. I don't know where to go. Okay, I'm grabbing a coin. Evil Owl is best villain. Don't at me. Okay. I'm grabbing a coin. Heads is gonna be Matt, who's doing Legends Arceus. Tails, it'll be Super Ninbo with Dream Daddy. So let me hold on. I have it. So you're gonna be hearing rustling. Ignore the rustling. Ignore the rustling sound. Okay. Whoa! Actually, let me use my Link booty coin. Actually, that's easier. Nobody heard that. Heads is Link's booty. Tails is not Link's booty.
Plot twists.
Listen, this is my coin that's always on my desk. What do y'all want? Woo! I got heads. Okay. I got booty side up. I got heads. So let's go say hi to Matt, who is also a super duper good friend. Like I said, doing some Legends Arceus, and don't worry about any late game spoilers at least, because either Matt's still in the first area the last time I stopped by to say hi to Matt, or Matt could be in the second area. But Matt truthfully should not be that far in the game. I mean, if you've been watching our playthrough, I beat it, thankfully. It took so long, but I did it! I am now God. Anyway. Please be loving. Please be loving, kind, and like I said, Matt's a really good friend, so please show him some love. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me tonight, guys. Go bring in the love. It's the Okami Guard. Thank you for that, Tylenose. Yeah, like I said, if there's no D&D tomorrow, I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what. That is a good question. Might do some random chicory? I don't know. I might leave it up to you guys. I might put up a poll. Because I originally had nothing set up for tomorrow and we finished Legends Arceus, so now I'm just kind of like, eh? If that doesn't happen, we will be back Friday, normal time, 8 p.m., hopefully with more. We'll finish up this case. Yeah. And that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Thank you for everything tonight. Seriously, thank you for continuing to support me in what I do here for a living. And I will see you guys either tomorrow or Friday for more wacky shenanigans. Have a good night, guys. I love you all. Bye!